Within near bomber range of Tokyo's front yard, an American task force moves on Saipan, strategic Jap island base in the Marianas.
In the spring of 1944, U.S. forces in the Pacific began their assault on the Mariana Islands. The Marianas sat some 1,400 miles to the south of mainland Japan. The goal was to gain the island chain and set up air bases, putting American B-29 bombers within range of Tokyo. The U.S. achieved its objective that summer and continued its march through the Pacific in the fall and winter. By early 1945, American forces, led by General Douglas MacArthur, recaptured the Philippines and began making preparations for the invasion of Okinawa, an operation slated for April 1945. It left a gap of nearly 2 months in the Allied offensive. So to fill it, the Americans turned their attention to a tiny volcanic island, Iwo Jima. Iwo Jima sat about halfway between the Marianas and mainland Japan. It was used as an airbase by the Japanese to intercept B-29 bomber raids headed for Japan, as well as attack Mariana airfields. The Americans not only hoped to eliminate that threat, but also provide an even closer staging area in the event of a mainland invasion. The Japanese had anticipated this months earlier and began constructing an elaborate system of defenses with interconnected tunnels and bunkers throughout the island. Unaware of how firmly dug in the Japanese were, U.S. forces expected to take Iwo Jima in a week and began pre-landing shellings in mid-February 1945. Hour after hour, the Americans punished the island. But as impressive as it was, it would do little to break the Japanese, who remained hidden, waiting for the ground assault. 3 Marine divisions landed ashore on February 19th. Resistance was light, but not for long. As patrols headed up the beach, they discovered just how fortified the Japanese were. An invisible enemy, fighting from a network of caves and dugouts. The Marines were repeatedly stalled, but continued to grind their way inland. On the 5th day of fighting, February 23rd, a platoon from the 5th Marine Division was ordered to take Mount Suribachi, then raise an American flag to signal its capture. They expected fierce fighting, but only encountered some small arms fire. When they reached the top, the flag was raised to an eruption of celebration all over the island. But commanders were worried the flag was too small, so they sent up a bigger replacement. When it arrived, 5 Marines and 1 Navy hospital corpsman lifted it into place. A moment captured by the lens of photographer Joe Rosenthal that would become one of the most famous and reprinted images of the 20th century. A timeless symbol of American patriotism, of service and sacrifice, honor and courage. But the battle had only just begun. The Marines would fight the Japanese on Iwo Jima for another month. The Japanese forces were relentless and tenacious, but would eventually succumb to the Americans' onslaught. The losses were heavy, with over 6,000 U.S. servicemen killed, a number that was more than doubled on the Japanese side. Another bloody price paid in a war that still had some fight left in it. From Iwo Jima it was on to Okinawa, the largest battle in the Pacific and the last of World War II.